Hey everyone, today I'll be showing you how to make this chill pill keychain. And if you want to know where you can get materials, I've put the links in the description below. Yep, so feel free to check them out. Alright, so you will need a crochet hook. I'm using a 3mm crochet hook. You need a yarn needle, stitch marker, a pair of 8mm eyes, and also the keychain itself. Yep. For the yarn, I'm using 5-ply cotton yarn. So I'm using white for the base where the face is, and then I'm using pink for the top. And you'll just need a little bit of black yarn to embroider the mouth. Yep. And you can use pink for the blush as well. Okay, so let's get started. Oh yes, and I forgot to mention, you also need Polyfill, of course, to fill your chill pill. Now let's get started. Alright, so for round 1, we are going to start with the color of where the face is. So I'm using white, and we're going to do 6 single crochets into a magic ring. And how you do a magic ring is, with the yarn over 2 fingers, you're going to loop it and create an X, like so. You take your hook, go pull up the yarn, the inner yarn, like this. And there is your magic circle. Alright, so we're going to put 6 single crochets inside. So just pincer grab the magic circle, and with your middle and ring finger you can hold the working yarn. Alright, so let's do a single crochet into the magic ring, pull up a loop, yarn over, and then you're going to pull through the 2 loops, and this is a single crochet. So you're going to do 5 more because we are doing 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, which makes a total of 6. So after you've done your 6 single crochets, you're going to pull this tail end over here so that it closes the ring. Alright, so just pull it like so. Now, for round 2, we're going to do an increase in all of the 6 stitches. So, an increase means you do 2 of the same stitches in one, 2 of the same crochets in one stitch. So, in this case, let me count back first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, this is where you're going to put your hook in for the round 2. Alright, so we're going to do 2 single crochets in one stitch. 1 and 2. And that is 1 increase, or your first increase, and we're going to do that 5 more times. So I'll just show you one more time. So into the next stitch, you're going to do 1 single crochet and 2 single crochets. So this is your second increase. So you're going to continue it for the whole round, 4 more times, and I'll meet you at the end of the round. Alright, for round 3, before we continue, I'm going to put a stitch marker because this one is we are alternating 2 different stitches. So basically, in the first stitch, you're going to do a single crochet, and in the next stitch, you're going to do an increase, which means 2 single crochets. So you will go around the circle 1 2 1 2, 1 single crochet, 2 single crochets. So that's 1 and 2, and you keep going 1 2 1 2 until the end of the round. So I'll show you one more time. Sorry. Single crochet, increase, so just continue and I'll meet you at the end of the round. Alright, so for this last part, it will be single crochet, and before I do the increase, I'll take the stitch marker out. Like this, 1 and 2. So that's your last increase of the round. Okay, and before I continue on to round 4, I'm going to put a stitch marker right over here. Alright, so round 4 we're going to do 2 single crochets and then an increase. So this is what it looks like. 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet in the next stitch, and an increase. So what happened is 1 1 and 2, 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, 2 single crochets, and you're going to repeat that all around to the last stitch. Alright, so I'll show you just one more time and then you can do the rest on your own. 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, and an increase. Alright, so continue on your own and I'll meet you at the end of the round. Okay, final wrap. 1 1 and take out stitch marker, and 2. Alright, and then put that stitch marker back in. Okay, so after you've done, how many rounds? 1 2 3 4. After you've done 4 rounds, round 5 we're going to do 1 single crochet in each stitch all around. So this one is much more straightforward. In total you should have 24 single crochets around. So just put 1 single crochet in each stitch around, like so. Go into the next stitch, 1 single crochet, go into the next stitch, 1 single crochet. So just continue that the whole round and I'll meet you at the end of the round. And your final single crochet. Okay, alright, you'll notice that at the end of round 5 it'll start to curve. So the part where it's facing you, you want it to be the part that is exposed. So this curve, you want to put it curving the other side like this. Yep. So this would be the base, and then you're going to continue 6 more rounds of single crochets. So we've just done with round 5. You can put a stitch marker so you don't have to count the stitches for each round. Alright, so after round 5, continue on single crochets each round for 6 more rounds, 7 rounds in total. Alright, so just do your single crochets 1 single crochet in each stitch around all the way until round 11, and I'll meet you at round 11. Alright, so before completing the last stitch, just pull up a big loop so that it doesn't come undone when you insert the eyes. So yep, now we're going to do the eyes. So as you can see from this example, this is row 11, this is row 10 and row 9, right? So the eyes will sit between rows 9 and 10, and it will be about 1, 2, 3, about 3 stitches apart. So if you want it to be wider or nearer to each other, that's entirely up to you. So, but for this tutorial, I'm just going to do between rows 9 and 10. And about 3 visible stitches apart. So 1, 2, and 3. Somewhere here. Yep. Alright. So how do you insert the backing? So actually, you're supposed to be doing it this way. So the part that is kind of protruding out is supposed to be facing outwards, and the part where it's kind of flat, it has to go behind like this. So you know what, I've been doing it the wrong way the whole time. I've been doing this, but actually if you do it this way, it's easier to take it out if you think you've made a mistake. But yeah, anyway, the right way to do it is like that, facing the flat part, facing the yarn. Can be a bit difficult, but yep, just give it a little push and you'll be there. So you can see that I pushed and there was one click. So if you want it to be a bit tighter, you can push it further and you hear another click, but I think I'm good with just one click. So yeah, there you go. So this is what it will look like from the inside. Alright, so now I'm going to show you how you can sew the mouth. It's pretty simple. I mean, if you want to leave it as it is, it's also fine. It's quite cute either way. So yeah, so take your black yarn, and you're going to need your yarn needle as well. So just insert the yarn through the eye of the needle, like so, and then you're going to embroider from the inside. So over here I've done it over just one stitch, but then again, yeah, if you want to make a smiley face or a wiggly mouth, that's totally up to you. If you want the mouth to be longer, it's fine as well. So I'm gonna insert it over here where the bottom of the eyes are. So somewhere over here. Yep. And I'm not gonna do over this one stitch because it'll be kind of to the right a little. So I'll be doing in between these two stitches. So here, in between here and here. So you know, at the end of the day, it's across one stitch. So yeah. You don't need much yarn for this. You just need you need yarn long enough so that you can tie it from the inside. Alright, so hook it through the other side. And you're done. That was easy, right? Okay. And you know what? If you don't like it, you can just pull it out and do it again. So that's really up to you. Okay, so when you're done, you can just take your Oh yes, I forgot to mention at the start, you need scissors as well. So grab your pair of scissors, cut that off, and if it's easier for you, you can turn it inside out like so, and then you can just tie a knot. So the first one, I don't want to pull it too tight in case it pinches the yarn. So the second one, you want to go tight so that it doesn't come loose. Ta-da! You don't have to cut it out because it can act as stuffing as well. And you're done. Alright, so for the blush, you can use pink or you know, really anything you want, up to your creativity, but I'll use pink. So how I do the blush, it's literally the same way I do the mouth. It's just like a line across one stitch, so you can see here. I put it just below the eye without any spacing, but if you wanna, oh, and align with the mouth as well, yep, you can do it like that if you're not sure exactly where to put it. So I'm gonna put it, yeah, before you start doing, you can decide kind of where you want it. Do you want it here or do you want it here, you know, so you don't have to keep undoing and doing all over. So you can have just a gauge of where you might want it before you actually start sewing. Ta-da! So another way you can do it is, if you don't want to keep putting your yarn through the eye of the needle, you can actually use the same yarn to go through the other blush like this. So think about where you want it to be. Where do I want it? Here or here? Decide and then you start. And make sure you don't pull it too tight, yeah? Oops. There you go. Okay. So once you're happy with it, you can tie a knot. So find those two ends. Again, for the first one, you don't want to pull it too tight, but the second one, you do. Okay. All right. And you are done with the face. Isn't it cute? All right. So now, to change colors, let's insert your hook first. And then remove your stitch marker. And after you remove the marker, you can do your color change. So for the final stitch of round 11, after you pull up a loop, do not yarn over with the same color. You choose, take the yarn of your chosen color, and you're going to pull this yarn through to complete the last stitch of round 11. So if it's a little loose, just tug it like so. Yep. And then before I tie the end of the pink one, I like to do a single crochet first, just to secure it. So into the next one, do a single crochet, and then now I can tie the pink and white yarn together so that it's not too loose. So just tie a knot. Like so. And then you can continue. Hook through. Oh yes, and you can cut off the white yarn. Okay. Okay, where was I? We are going to do, after the color change, you're going to do 7 rounds of single crochets. So basically like the opposite of what you did for the bottom half, you're going to do for the top half. So I'm not going to put a stitch marker because the color change is obvious, so I know this will be the last stitch of round 12. So yeah, go ahead and do your single crochet in each stitch around. This is round 12. You're going to do it for 7 rounds. So in total, it'll be round 12 to 19. So I'll show you what it looks like after round 12. And then after that, I'll show you what it looks like at round 19. Alright, so this is what it should look like at the end of round 12. This is the last stitch just above the white stitch, and then from this round I'm going to put a stitch marker so that I don't have to count the stitches and I don't lose track. So we're going to be doing 7 rounds, right? So we've done 1 round, so 6 more rounds, and I'll meet you at the end of round 19. Alright, so we are at the end of round 19. So this is what it should look like. And now you can begin your stuffing. So grab your polyfill and just push it to the end of the pill. So how much you want to add, it really depends on, you know, how hard or soft you want it to be. Some people prefer it to be more, you know, squishy. So if you stuff it like to the brim, I mean, if you put a lot of stuffing inside, then it won't be as, you know, squishy, because it'll be quite compact. So for example, like right now with the amount that I put in, when I squish it, it's still quite okay. But if you were to put more, then, you know, you won't be able to squish it as much. So yeah, you just decide on how much you want. You decide on its squishability, you know, for lack of better description. Yeah, so if the eyes start to pop out, then, you know, just need to massage the pill a little bit. Yeah. All right. So once you're happy with it, you can start to move on to round 20. Alright, so for round 20, we're doing 2 single crochets and then a decrease. So that's 1 single crochet into the next stitch, 1 single crochet, and then a decrease. So a decrease is pull up a loop and don't complete the round. Into the next stitch, pull up another loop. You will have 3 loops, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. So this is a decrease. So what a decrease is when you combine two crochets over 1 stitch. Yeah. So just continue that around. Single crochet, decrease. I will show it one more time. Single crochet, single crochet, and then decrease. Pull up a loop, next stitch, pull up another loop, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. So after you've completed the round, I'll meet you at the end. And for the final wrap, 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, and before I do the decrease, I'm going to take out my stitch marker okay, and my stitch marker back on. For the next round, round 21, I think. Yep. So we're going to be doing 1 single crochet and then a decrease. So single crochet and decrease. So just continue that single crochet, decrease for the whole round, and I'll meet you at the end of the round. Alright, now we have just 1 final round to go, and we are going to be doing decreases all the way around. So decrease, into the next stitch, decrease, into the next stitch, in total you will have 6 decreases. And before the final one, let's take out that stitch marker. Decrease. And you are almost done. Alright, so before we close up the hole, you can add a little bit more polyfill if you like. So let me just grab. So you can use the back of the crochet hook to just top up some polyfill if you like. If it's, you know, a little bit difficult to do with your fingers. And almost there. Okay, when you're happy with that, you can leave a long tail and cut the yarn. So grab your scissors, and you need a long tail so that you can weave in the ends. And also to tie the keychain. Alright, so leave a long tail. You can pull through this loop. Oops. Just tighten this part. And then you are going to need your yarn needle. So put your yarn through the eye. And you can start to fasten off. So what you can do is just go through the front loop. So you'll just see one line. Instead of typically going through 2 lines, you're going to go through 1. Alright, so just give it a little tug into the next front loop. Little tug. And into the next one. Little tug. So we just keep going until the hole is closed up. And maybe one last one. There. Okay. So once you're happy with it, you can start to attach your keychain or key ring. So for this one, it's a snap and hook. I go through this hole below, but you see the needle is a bit big. So what I do is I just thread it through directly, like so. And then I pop that yarn back into the eye of the needle. Okay, I think I left the tail too long, so maybe you don't need that much yarn. Anyway, so you're gonna go back into the middle and you can just come out through a stitch nearby so that you can actually tie your knot. So yeah, just fasten it like this. And then you're going to make a tie a knot to a nearby stitch. So for example, if I want to tie it to this one, before you close the ring, put your needle through and then you can just tighten it. So do that 2 times just to make sure it will not come off. So one more time. Tie a knot. Try to make it as tight as possible. Alright, and all you have to do now is weave in the ends. So you can go through any stitch you like. Ta-da! Congrats, you finished your Chill Pill keychain. I hope this tutorial was easy enough for you, and you know what, if you want more tutorials like this sent to you, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching. Bye.